everyone, my name is Như and today I'm popping up to tackle a truly challenging issue that I have invested a lot of energy into solving, both through verbal persuasion and some more physical methods like brooms or belts or slippers and frying pans and rice ladles and even a few parental slaps. Well, you've guessed it, waking up early. I used to think that waking up early was just a normal thing. Back in middle school, when I was in a fast track class, I thought getting up was just a breeze. I had 9 classes a day and stayed for extra tutoring in physics and math selection teams until 7 p.m. Then went home, had dinner, and then stayed for school until 10 p.m. and then continued with more practice tests for the specialized provincial team until 11:30 before finally going to sleep. And by some miraculous power, I still managed to wake up at 3 a.m. to finish multiple literature exercises from a 100+ page exam prep book within 3 hours. Yep, you heard me right, 3 hours just to handle it. All because I wanted to grab that top spot and win a cheesy milk tea, which by the way, I don't even like. And then the high school rolled around, and since the environment here at the time wasn't that competitive compared to my middle school, I think that studying was just a piece of cake. So to be more specific, I taught the entrance exams for the 10th grade and got the highest scores in the first semester. And the second place student score was up to 1.7 lower than me. And on top of that, I got straight into the physics teams and even math teams without having to take any entrance tests. So I thought, well, this game is pretty easy though, no need to try too hard. And you would think that with that kind of arrogance, I will slack off and start waking up late because I didn't have to study, right? But nope. Somehow, by some mysterious force of the universe, I could still wake up early at around 4 or 5 a.m. And if things continued like that, there wouldn't be any videos here, right? Fast forward to my 11th grade when I had to compete in my provincial physics exams and in my 12th grade for the national exams. These were crucial times for a student in Vietnam, and I knew I had to push myself to wake up early to maximize my study time, especially as my competitors was getting closer and closer and closer to my rank. But here's the twist, I didn't manage to do it at all. Out of the blue, I couldn't manage to wake up early like I used to. I ended up sleeping for about 10 hours a day and needed my mom's verbal and physical encouragement, specifically slaps, just to get out of the bed. Initially, I was completely puzzled about why this was happening. Only later did I figure out 5 key reasons why I struggled to wake up early. Unlike my productive time in the middle school or in the 10th grade, by my 11th grade, I had set way too many goals and too many expectations and tasks to complete once I wake up early. You know, in my previous videos here, I've mentioned that whenever I want to achieve something, I need to gather enough energy and focus and all my thoughts on it. Back then, all my energies were scattered across various goals and expectations, not on waking up early. So, when the alarm went off, I'd think, oh, I'm too tired right now, so I think I can sleep a bit more. If I cannot get up early right now, I can always stay up late to catch up. And after my brain rationalized everything to ensure that I still meet my day's goals without waking up early, I would comfortably sleep until 7 a.m. and then regret it when I woke up. My friend is smart in the roughest of times, isn't it? But if you set your main goal to just waking up early, just waking up early, not waking up early to read, solve exercises, or waking up to meet a deadline or exercise or anything, then your to-do list will turn from this to this. So, when the alarm rings, if you don't wake up early, you won't be able to think of that annoying item for the entire day, no matter how smart your brain is. By having this to-do list, your brain cannot rationalize or do anything to make up for your fault, which is waking up late, and that's what motivates you to get up early. The second thing is that waking up early is already a tough habit to form, and if you combine it with several other tough habits that you are not used to, is no wonder you fail. For example, waking up early to read, to solve problems, to study, or to learn a new language like Chinese, German, Japanese, etc. We often set such goals, like what I have mentioned, right? Even though we haven't developed any habits of regularly reading or working hard without getting bored or frustrated. And that kind of goal setting was really similar to me in my 12th grade, and that's why I failed. From a notoriously formidable goal, which is waking up early plus another tough habit, I will turn that into a much easier version. And to fix that, I will build a habit of waking up early in this following way. First, instead of waking up early to study, I will wake up early to watch movies, to read comics, or play games. Basically, just do fun things that I don't usually have the time to do. And that's motivate me to wake up. You know, waking up early to do something that I like is much more straightforward than waking up early to do something that I hate. So yeah, instead of staying up late to scroll through my phone as a reward after meeting all my deadlines, I will move that reward time, specifically my phone scrolling time, to the next morning. By that way, I can not only get to enjoy it, but also develop the habit of waking up early. The third reason why I've managed to wake up early at 3 a.m. during 2 months is that competition and having a buddy. Well, I consider myself to be naturally very competitive girl, and I also despise seeing my bank balance decrease for unnecessary expenses. So I combine these two annoying traits of mine to help me wake up early. To actualize my ideas, I invented my friends to play a wake up early game and track our progress on a Notion sheet. Whoever wakes up early more often and scores the most points wins, while the person with the lowest points at the end of the month will get fined by 200k BND, which was equal to, let's see, about 10 bucks. The rule here is pretty simple though. The first one to wake up will check in and then call the others. And whether they wake up or not is their own business. If they wake up late or score low, they will pay up, so I don't need to worry about that. Trust me, when money and competition come into play, it wakes you up real quick, so let's give it a try. Also, I know that I'm not that genius, I'm not that talented, so I don't force myself to wake up at a specific time like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. No. Therefore, my point system is really lenient. Like, the earlier you wake up, the more points you get, and the later you wake up, the fewer points you get. If you wake up later than 6 a.m., you will get no points. So if you accidentally oversleep, it's not the end of the world. So you still get some points at some specific range of time, which makes waking up early a little bit less daunting, so you will have the motivation to wake up early. And yeah, thanks to this Notion setup, the number of missed calls, which were purposely made to wake me up, has skyrocketed tremendously. From my perspective, I think this game is a matter of credibility and responsibility. You know, when we have made our promise that, today or tomorrow we'll get up at this time and that time. So if we get up late and we cannot do what we have said before, we somehow break our own credibility and our trust. It's a matter of protecting our credibility. So honestly, it's much more effective than a loud annoying alarm. And by the way, you can find a template link below to delegate and challenge your friends. And that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best in building the habit of waking up early. Bye bye.